to Incidents. I'm your host, Justin, and like always, I have my co-host, Seth.
The less attractive, less good looking, and less NASCAR knowledgeable co host. But I got a Sharpie, so I look sophisticated. All right,
Yeah.
let's dive into it. What do we want to start out with tonight?
So tonight, I thought we'd start out with um this sort of talking about the truck race on Friday and going order.
Yeah, way to go for new first time winner of the number 17 for the Truck Series. Wasn't that exciting to see that? I'm gonna say his name wrong. Rio, driver of the 17. That's really exciting to get to have his very first win.
Yes, is. Um, man, uh, what what a weekend!
What a
We
weekend of NASCAR and speed, and how can you not like Talladega, right? How can you not appreciate just you look at the TV, right, and you're just watching it, and you're like, this just doesn't seem real. Like it looks fake. I mean, 180 miles per hour, 185 plus, inches away from
mm,
each other, three wide. It just doesn't seem smart. It doesn't seem real. It just doesn't seem like those guys. It really shows the amount of talent that all those drivers have when it comes down to drafting tracks. And I'd love to hear any driver's like bedtime routine before Talladega because that has got to be really hard to go to sleep at night because I couldn't do it. But it was a very, very exciting race, group of races, and can't wait to see what the final two races of the season is gonna be like.
yeah, I mean, you sit there and you look at all the races, and this weekend at Martinsville, Talladega's Talladega, but I look at Martinsville. I got Martinsville circled on the calendar, and we have for the past couple of weeks.
For sure.
Um, had Martinsville and Dega. No, no, backlash in Talladega here, but Talladega is an animal in itself, and Martinsville this weekend. We won't see it ever again, but that's the place of the Hell Melon.
Hmm. Yeah, if you want to look at Talladega, Talladega is its own thing. Like you said, you kind of just gotta wait for something to happen, right? Because it's like, how do you prepare? You have to prepare for the worst, but anticipate the best, right? Um, that it's anything can happen when it comes down to this track. When you go into Martinsville, it starts becoming this technical version of the track where you actually are the drivers that show up in those type of events. Those drivers that show up in Martinsville, New Hampshire, Bristol, Richmond, any other short track generally sees themselves up there, right? Because they got experience when it comes down to the shape and the way that you race these short tracks. I think it's gonna be really interesting to see, and I really hope that there is not any type of auditory slow down, let me pass, no, block this driver like there has been for like the last 3 years, right? Um, to put people in. Like last year it was Bell and then it was Byron, right? And it's just like who gets in because the Toyota guys are blocking the keep the Toyota drivers from winning, the Chevy drivers from winning, and the Chevy drivers are blocking Toyota drivers from winning. So or passing or whatever is needed at the time. I just hope that it's a decent race where it doesn't come to that, and it's a great race. And if people get desperate, that's where we're gonna see some drama.
And good evening. Thank you for tuning in and saying hello to us. Um, but yes, um, I really think you know it's time for games on this format, and and I think NASCAR is listening to the fan base and
What's up?
making some changes. What's up? How are we doing? Um, but no, I really do think uh that your final four are going to be, of course, uh,
It's definitely gonna be JGR. There's gonna be a lot of JGR
yeah,
cars. The
mhm,
question is it more than two with Hamlin and Briscoe? Does any Hendrick driver make it in? That's crazy that we're gonna actually ask that and think about that. Um,
yeah.
you sorry. Yeah, I would really hope that Hendrick driver gets in. Primarily, the driver with the best shot I think right now um, is Larson.
Yeah.
He's sitting a little bit better than the rest, but I think that points wise, Larson can get it in, and I think a win wise, I put more money on Chase Elliott to win over Byron.
Um.
Brentley, I do not hunt. I'm more of a fisher myself, so I don't know a whole lot about hunting. Um, but what is your favorite buck to shoot? What do you like most about hunting? I'm more of a fisher, so I can't really say much.
Okay. Um. Sorry about that, folks. Got a phone call that came in.
That's because he's important.
Yeah.
This guy's always important. My phone doesn't ring because only spam calls and the occasional IRS. They don't even know that.
So I wanted to get your opinion on who the other two were going to be in the final four. Obviously, we know Hamlin won Vegas, and we know Bristol won this past weekend in Talladega.
Mm-hmm.
So, who gets the final two spots, in your opinion?
Man, that's tough. I'm gonna say Larson, Blaney. I think Brian Blaney's gonna show up. I got a weird feeling about it. I think Larson makes it in. Blaney wins.
Yeah. So,
Because I'm thinking
and
the others are too far back. They would have to win. I think Blaney's going to be up front all day. I think Logano's not as strong when it comes to Martinsville. The last couple years, anyway. And Blaney's won when he's needed to. Bell has won when he's needed to, and so has Elliott has. So it's just, I think Larson makes it in on points. Okay, I think he's going to make it in on points. I
yeah.
personally don't know out of those three that I would think would win. Elliott, Blaney, or Bell. I don't think Byron has the speed right now to win.
No, I don't think so. I like Byron. I want to see a first time champion, but I feel like Hamlin has the speed to win. If Nagano does not find a way in this weekend, which I don't foresee that.
I mean, it's crazy. I think the only person that I see actually doing really well and getting himself in by points is Larson, points wise. But is it too far fetched to say Bell might win? So then you'd have three JGR cars and then one Hendrick. I mean, I could see that happening. I can, but I have a bigger concern that I know Blaney's going to show up. He knows how to do that. He knows how to win well when he needs to. So I think Blaney's a good shot to look at as well as Larson.
Yeah.
So if I'm really digging deep on this, I think it's those two: Hamlin, Briscoe, Blaney, Larson.
So what what do you think uh your championship pick is going to be if it goes Hamlin, uh all the people you just
Yeah,
said?
yeah. You know, I don't think Hamlin. I think Hamlin's going to choke again. I hope anyway. I would not be surprised if Briscoe wins the championship. I would not be surprised. Now
He
that's
he does have the momentum.
he does have momentum now. It all depends on what happens this weekend. The reason why is there's another team out there that is really good with momentum. Penske. They did it last year. Penske won at Martinsville under Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney won the championship.
Hmm.
So I don't know. Honestly, I want Briscoe to win it. I do. I do. That'd be a first time champion in NASCAR in the Cup Series, and I like him a lot. And he's really good at mile tracks. I ideally want to have him win. I personally wouldn't mind any of the three over Hamlin. Literally anyone but him. So am I gonna think to my heart? I pick Larson in my heart if I'm looking specifically on speed and ability. When with the momentum on his side, as well as what they've been able to what as well as what JGR has been able to do. If I'm going strategic wise, I'm going Briscoe.
I hate to disappoint you, but your host, and your partner in crime, Seth, is going completely different.
Going different than I am. All right.
I
He's gonna definitely put Elliott in there. He's just gonna Elliott's gonna win.
no,
Dude.
I believe Hamlin's going to win, and I believe his competition's going to be Kyle Watson or Case Elliott. One of those
Of
two.
course. Yeah, I could see Chase Elliott doing well. I'm just looking at it, like just how much he's needing to do to get there. That's my
Hmm.
concern. It's not that I don't think he has the ability to. He clearly has ability to. He's much of a
Yeah.
better driver than I am. Um, it would be really interesting to see him get himself in, give him a shot at least. And then luckily as of now, I don't really think that there's any rivalries we need to worry about. For
No.
people that would just destroy another car because of anger. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, because Martinsville, we've seen that before.
Yeah, as of now, before Martinsville, there's nothing. After Martinsville, there might be a few. So it all depends.
the good thing is we have those races left. So everybody gets time to relax, enjoy the holiday season, and go at it again next year.
Yeah. Yep. Enjoy time with their family. Drivers that don't really get that opportunity very often. So um, be able to do that with them, and it's really cool to just see kind of their day in life as well as like how much they appreciate those downtimes.
Yeah. Um. So I mean, looking at Case Petro, we forgot to mention that he did win the Talladega race, and you know, and like you said, it's going to be his first rodeo in the championship uh for here. Um but we got cars for celebration stuff because there is Canes coming in the NASCAR in 2026. The format will look a lot different.
Yep.
So
I think it's a moment for everyone else like to embrace the format we have, right? And allow us to be able to see what it is and learn from it. Learn from the format that we have already, right? If we're gonna ask for kind of my opinion on how it should be done, I think Homestead should stay. Okay, so the championship four would be convinced it would just still be a championship four event. Okay, it'd still be the championship four, although there's 2 weekends in there. It would be Homestead as the finale, and then they could change that first race that is in the championship four out of the two and make it reoccurring. So it's different ones every year, and they do an average based off of finishing position of the four of the final race of those four of those two.
yep,
It would be an average of those two races to determine the champion. That's what I think NASCAR should do. I think it makes it so it's not just a one race is all, but it allows where if there is problems in that one race, it will still harm you. You still need that, but you still need to perform.
yeah,
It's not a one time deal, go home kind of situation.
yep,
So one year they do Bristol and then Homestead, or they do Darlington and then Homestead, or they throw in a road course and then Homestead. Homestead, just because that's literally how it's always been. They've always gone to Miami, and it's a unique race in itself.
hmm,
But that's just my opinion, and I'm not part of the NASCAR panel, so I cannot make that decision. So
yep. I'm not part of the NASCAR panel, but
I'm part of the NASCAR fan panel. It's not as fun.
yeah. So, um, so yeah. I mean, we got Kansas coming, and it's going to be a good thing, isn't it, Seth?
I,
Whatever NASCAR decides to do.
whatever they decide, I think that we're moving in the right direction, regardless of what happens. I think they're still moving in the right direction instead of just focusing on this format and sticking to it. I think any decision that they make right now would be a better decision than what we have.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just gonna be interesting. You throw that into like a major deal, right? Where you have trucks, Xfinity, and truck, like truck, Xfinity, and Cup. Sorry, and focus on what tracks do they need to add? What tracks do they want to have in? And that's what I think is really interesting. If we're going to look at like the Cup playoffs, we go to very different types of racetracks. So we start off in New Hampshire, right? I'm like, New Hampshire is boring. Why would they put New Hampshire in there? It's a mile. There's bumps. There's contact. That's why they chose it. And all the different tracks that they choose, there is a reason as for why those tracks are on the list.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that they need to pay attention to what tracks and it should be about ratings. That's the entire thing it should ever be about is ratings. So if a track is struggling in the season, like let's say Kansas struggles when it comes to ratings and people not being there, I'm sorry, but we can't have that in the playoffs. We need to have where there's people and there's publicity at that track, then it gets a spot. And that's another reason. And Kansas does amazing with publicity. So that there's a reason why it is in that spot. So it's
Yep.
it's it's really unique, but it's really interesting how they choose them.
But I will say you get more to the west to Iowa and stuff. Maybe not so much Kansas, but you do run into bad weather this time of year. So Kansas might be out for a later date than what we have with Kansas. But yeah, I mean, if they're going to class, rotate them to be, um, you know,
Yeah. Make it within reason and don't make it where like what in Iowa right now is like 50 degrees. Like it's got to be a weather thing too. Like you just gotta focus on that, right? And um, I do want to throw this out because it's news that I just found out today that the rendering and the unveiling of the course outline for Florida was released today. The naval base. It was revealed. So anyone that's not seen it yet, look it up. It's a very unique track outline when they go to the naval base next year.
all right. Good job, Seth. You actually came with a little bit of news I hadn't even seen. So,
It's pretty unique. It makes Chicago the street course shame. So they did a really really good job with that. I think we need to take a little bit. We went a little long on this, but Justin wanted to talk about kind of the commentators and why Justin is a big fan of his commentators that he likes, as well as my commentators. So, Justin, explain to your fans and the people that are on here why you choose Mike Joy, Larry McReynolds, and the Fox team.
I, I've always enjoyed that era of boogie boys
Daryl Waltrip.
restoration. Their Wapslip. Uh, and I believe Larry covers the sport as a cookie that no other cookie uh, can cover like he can.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of cookies that um that Ski McCart, he's another good cookie that went commentary, and I just think we don't give them enough credit for as hard work as they all do, no matter if they
right.
work for NBC or um or Fox or TNT or now Amazon Prime.
Yeah, what I kind of look at is Fox has there's pros and cons to both, and it's not strictly on the commentators, but rather as the broadcast. NBC's broadcast, so the amount of camera angles that they can have on cars, I think that trumps Fox's broadcast team. They've shown where Fox
Mhm.
has not shown some certain angles of cars or wrecks that we should have seen, or incidents like a couple of them missed a flip over in Eldora a couple years ago, or Knoxville. That happened in Knoxville, excuse me. But Fox has a better commentating crew. They do, in my opinion. I completely agree with them. Um, where those guys look at the science behind the cars, they look at the science and what is expected of the cars and what's needed. And I think that NBC does more of state the obvious. They just like, oh, he's getting on the gas, getting off turn four. And I'm like, of course he is. Like, I'm not blind. Like, I like that you're looking at the science. That's what Mike Joy and Larry McReynolds and Fox does a lot better than just stating the complete obvious on TV. I think that's why side more with this guy over here um, than than the embassy side. But like I said, when it comes to commentary, Fox is better. When it comes to broadcasting and when it comes to camera angles, NBC has that, in my opinion.
Yep. So, but no, I want to see what your guys' opinion is, but we have went long tonight on
We also do just need to say one more thing, and Justin has been trying to figure out this giveaway thing, and he has this amazing Daniel Suarez's car signed and prepped and all that. It's a very very beautiful piece. Um, we are doing a raffle at the end of November. What would it be for a Thanksgiving gift for a friend, a colleague, a person you tap dance with? I don't know. Um, then to get this wonderful piece, and I don't think a lot of people know about it. I don't think a lot of people. It's not very publicized. So expect on his Facebook page within the next week or two full details of what to do, how they get entered, and why you should choose to enter.
that.
Um,
That's already over there on the Facebook page. The answer form and everything is already on there. So you just need to look up JP Full Follow on Facebook and go like the page where you're at it and get signed up.
it's an amazing piece, so you definitely should. It's almost as pretty as me on a Sunday afternoon with a martini in hand. But no, that's definitely prettier. It's really, really, really cool. And I think that you guys should definitely enter. And it makes Justin feel good that he has the support of everyone, not only myself, but the fans and the people that enjoy his content and his channel. So we appreciate you a lot. Thanks.
Yes, sir. On that note, this has been Scott Johansson's the Cucker flag has fell on Scott Johansson's sadly, but we will see you after Martinsville. Scott Johansson's will be covering Martinsville and then championship weekend. And then Scott Johansson's will not be going away because we have more content coming that Seth doesn't even know about
Mm-hmm.
coming.
It's gonna be good, guys. It's gonna be good. Make sure to not pull the key on the engine yet. Okay? Keep that plugged in, keep it turned on. Let's have that ignition turned on. Because before you know it, we're gonna be entering the restart zone. and you do not want to get burned by yours truly on the outside line. So be sure that be on the lookout of all the things that we have coming up for surprises, not only for me that Justin's trying to surprise me of. I don't like surprises, by the way. It drives me nuts. But it's gonna be great, guys. So tune in, subscribe, tell your mother, tell your father, tell your dog, whatever, about Justin and all that stuff because it's gonna be amazing. Just wait. We're gonna give you content in the off season so that NASCAR does not leave your living room and instead joins your living room on Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Make sure to be in fourth gear when you enter because you might blink and miss it. So um, just make sure to check it out and let's put it in park. Justin always says, let's put it in park. Turn the key only to ignition, and we'll see you guys next week.
All right. On that note, good night, everyone.
Good night.